Hey guys, what's up? I am Vikas from Skyline Motions, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can create two-liner text animation with animated black and white gradient background. This motion graphics is very easy to create in DaVinci Resolve. So without any further ado, let's open DaVinci Resolve, take a new project and get started. Alright, so this is DaVinci Resolve 18.5, and before we get started, all you have to do the basic setting. So click on the setting button in the corner and set the size of this project 1920 by 1080. You can create this animation in 4K as well. So you have to select the 4K option from here, which is the Ultra HD. And then let's select our frame rate. So in this case, I'm using 60 frames per second for smooth animation, and then you can click on save. I'm going to create this animation in the Fusion page, so we have to take a new Fusion composition first. So just go to this media pool. If you don't have this media pool, you click on this button and then right click on this media pool and click on new Fusion composition. You can call it anything. Duration, make it 5 seconds long, which is good enough. Frame rate 60 and click on create. And then you can drag and drop the Fusion composition on the timeline just like that, and then go to the Fusion page. And here we have the media out node, so just drag this media out to the side for now. We have two different viewers, so I'm going to click on this button and make it single, and then let's start by creating a background. So this is the background button. Let's drag and drop on the flow window, drag it to the viewer. As you can see, we have a black background. So I'm going to use this black background to create a shape. So this is the rectangle button. Let's drag and drop the rectangle on this flow window, attach the rectangle with the background, and let's create a rectangular shape just like that. So we have to put the value right over here. So I'm going to set the width value 0.25, height value 0.8, and here we have the corner radius. Let's set the corner radius 0.2. Perfect. And then let's create a gradient shape. So select the background. Here we have the type. Let's select the gradient, and this is the gradient type. I'm gonna select the radial. Perfect. And then we have to select two different colors. So I'm gonna select the first color, maybe like this for dark shade, and I'm gonna select the lighter shade color, maybe this one. Hit OK, and now we have to add a black color in the center. So add a point right over here by clicking on the left mouse button, select the point, and here we have the values. So if you put the value 0.5, it means this point is in center. All right, now select the middle point and select the black color for the middle. Hit OK. Now we have to do some setting to create a different look. So this is the repeat option. So I'm going to select the repeat ping pong. This is not a funny thing. So we have an option ping pong right over here, as you can see. And this is the interpolation space. So I'm going to use this lab. All right. And then we have to set the start and the end point. So I'm going to place this start point right over here, end point right over here. You can set these points according to you and create a nice and simple output. Perfect. And then we have to animate the shape. So here we have the offset. You can animate the offset. Just right click on the offset, go to the modify with, and I'm going to use this Peter option, and we will get this type of animation, but you can control these animation. All you have to go on the modify tab, and here we have the strength and the speed. I'm going to reduce the speed of this animation. So I'm going to place the value 0.3 and a strength 0.3. Now we have nice and simple animation, as you can see. Perfect. After that, we have to attach or transform just after this background to animate the whole shape. So select the background, add a transform node, drag it to the viewer, select the transform, just go to on frame number 60, which is equal to 1 second according to 60 frames per second. If you are working on 30 frames per second, you can keep the CTI at the 30 frame. And select the transform one. Here we have the center, which is the position. So right click on the center, click on animate, and lock the position as it is. Just go to very first frame of this animation. Let's down the shape You can animate this shape in any direction, but I'm gonna place this shape outside of the frame like this, and here we have to put the round figure. So let's set the value negative 0.5 in the center Y value. All right, so just go to on frame number 240, which is equal to 4 seconds, and lock the position as it is. So simply click on the diamond button, or you can also right click on center, click on set key, go to the end of this animation. Here we have to drag the shape outside of this frame in upper direction, just like that. Here we have to put the round figure value, so I'm going to set the value 1.5 to get the perfect output. All right, you can click on fit button. So here we have simple animation, animation in and animation out, but this is the linear right now, so we have to make it smoother. Just go to spline window, hit F4 on the keyboard to full screen, and this is the transform one. Select the transform, click on fit button. Now we have to select both the keyframes, hit S to smooth, or you can also click on this smooth button. Do the same thing for this one, so highlight both the keyframes, hit S to smooth. And then we have to create a nice and simple smooth curve. So what we have to do, just place the CDI at the very beginning on this keyframe, highlight this point, drag it like this, and place the handle right over here to get the smooth animation. Perfect. And do the same thing for this one. So highlight this point, hold this handle, and place the handle right over here, and we have the easy out animation. And then you can close the spline window. Here we have to create 3 different copy of these node combinations. So what we have to do, select all the nodes, right click on that, click on copy. Here we have to paste it. Simply double click on this blank area, hit Ctrl V to paste. You can rename these nodes properly, but keep it like this. Drag it to the viewer, select the rectangle and drag it to the left hand side right over here. And you can put the center X value 0.24. We have to create one more copy, so hit Ctrl V again to paste, and this is the third copy. Place it over here, drag it to the viewer, select the rectangle and drag it to the right hand side, and place the value 0.76. all right, and now let's merge all the nodes together. So it's very simple. Connect the foreground with the background and we will get the new merge. You can also take a new merge and connect by yourself, but this one is very easy. Now we have to do the same thing, connect the foreground with the background, and we will get the new merge. Just drag and drop to the viewer, and now we have something like this. All right, now you can adjust the timing and the shapes. So what we have to do, just select the background first. We have to place this point according to this one, just like that. Select the third one, place these start and end point just like that. Now you can play the animation and we have something like this. Perfect. And then we have to attach the color corrector node just after this main output. So select the main output, add a CC, the color corrector node, drag it to the viewer, and here we have to make it the black and white. So this is the saturation. Let's down the saturation value and make it black and white, and after that we have to attach a black background with this. So just place the color corrector over here, take a new background node, simply dragging like this, and here we have the black color. Now let's take a new merge node, and I'm going to use this color corrector output as a foreground. So connect the green foreground point with this color corrector and connect the yellow point with this background, and drag this merge 3 to the viewer, and here we have the nice and simple gradient background. What we have to do, just select the rectangle and let's drag it down a bit and set the value 0.45. Select the second rectangle and let's drag it down just like that. Set the value in center Y 0.45. to get this look. And now select the first one and we have to move it up a little bit. So I'm going to set the value 0.52 in the center Y. After that, we have to create a time gap between these three shapes. So it's very simple. Just go to the spline window, hit F4 on the keyboard to full screen, and here we have all the transform nodes. So here we have the first, second and the third transform. So what we have to do, we have to create a time gap of 5 frames between each shape layers. So it's very simple. Just go to on frame number 5, leave the first one as it is, check the second one only, highlight these 2 keyframes and place it over here. Just go to 5 frames forward in time, uncheck the second one, check the third transform and move these 3 keyframes right over here, and then you can play the animation. And now we have a time gap between each shape layers, and then we have to repeat the same process for the end animation. Again, uncheck the third, check the second transform. Here we have to move 5 frames back in time, so select these keyframes. So just go to 5 frames back in time and move it right over here. And then let's do this with the first one. So uncheck the transform 2, check the transform 1, click on fit button. This time we have to go 5 frames back in time. So place the CTI at 230, move all the keyframes at 230 right over here. And then we have the time gap at the end as well. And now you can close the spline window. After that, we have to create the text, which is the main thing. So this is the text tool. Let's drag and drop on the flow window, attach the text with the main output. So it's very simple. Connect the output of the text with this merge 3 and we will get the new merge 4. Just drag and drop to the viewer, select the text and type whatever you want to type. Just like that. And then we have to select our favorite font style. So in this case, I'm using Century Gothic font style. I'm going to select the Century Gothic Pro, select it to bold. Let's increase the size of the text. I'm going to set the value 0.14. You can put the size value according to you. And then we have the line spacing. So let's down the line spacing and make it a little bit closer. So I'm going to set the value 0.9, which is looking perfect. And then we have to add this space right over here. So hit a space on the keyboard and just move the shape like this. And then we have to align the text in the center. So what we have to do, just right click on this preview window, go to guide and turn on this guide. And according to the guide, we have to set the text in the center. Just like that. Perfect. And then we have to animate the text. So select the text, right click on the text box, and here we have to click on the follower modifier and then just go to the modifier. Here we have the setting, open the setting, close all the property first, and here we have the position. So open the position, just right click on the offset, go to modify width, and here we have the XY path. Select this option and then you will get the follower 1 offset 1. Alright, here we have the X and Y, but we have to remove the keyframe, which is the pre-attached keyframes. So right click on the X, click on remove XY path, right click on Y, click on remove XY path, and then we will create the fresh new animation. So what we have to do, just go to on frame number 30, which is equal to half a second according to 60 frames per second, and then right click on the Y, click on animate. You can animate the X parameter as well, but this time I'm using the Y parameter. So simply add a keyframe and then go to very first frame of this animation. Let's drag it down. So I'm going to set the value negative 0.9. Alright, and then we will get this type of animation. After that, just go to on frame number 30 again and then just double click on this follower and here we have to close the position. Just go to the transform, and here we have the line spacing. So just right click on the line spacing, click on animate, just go to very first frame of this animation, and here we have to down the line spacing value. So I'm going to set the value 0.6. all right, and then you can go to this setting again, go to on frame number 30, open the property. Here we have the opacity. So right click on opacity, click on animate, go to very first frame of this animation, set the opacity 0. all right, and then we will get something like this. Obviously it is not looking good, so we have to make it smoother. But before that, just go to the timing, and here we have the delay. So let's set the value maybe 3 in the delay, and now we can see this type of animation, but again it's not looking good. So what we have to do, just go to spline window, hit F4 on the keyboard to full screen. You can increase the size of this spline window, and we have to check the text 1 only. So uncheck all the nodes, check the text 1, click on fit, and here we have 3 different parameters. So we have to create this smooth animation one by one. So it's very simple. Simply uncheck all the node first, check the offset, click on fit button, select both the keyframes, hit S to smooth. Just go to on frame number 5 right over here, highlight this point and place the handle on the frame number 5. Just go to on frame number 25, and here hold this handle and place it on the frame number 25, and then we will get this type of smooth graph. all right, and we have to do the same process for all the parameter, which is the character spacing and opacity. So uncheck the offset, check the opacity, and do the same thing. So it's done, and now you can close the spline window, and here you can see the result. So here we have the nice and simple bouncy animation, as you can see. all right, now select the text 1, click on the transform button to add a transform node. Just go to on frame number 60. Here we have the size, so right click on size, click on animate, and then just go to 60 frame forward in time, which is the 1 second. So just go to on frame number 120, which is equal to 2 seconds. Right click on size, click on set key, and then just go to 60 frame forward in time on the frame number 180. Click on the diamond button to lock the position as it is. Just go to 60 frame forward in time, which is the 240, and here again lock the value, and let's change the value. So I'm gonna set the value 0.9 and the size parameter, or maybe 0.85. perfect. And do the same thing for the first keyframe. So just place the CTI on the first keyframe and change the value to 0.85. now we will get this type of zoom in animation, and we have to make it smoother. Just select the transform, just go to spline window, hit F4 on the keyboard to full screen. This time uncheck the text and check the transform to, click on fit button, and here we have this type of graph. Select both the keyframe first, hit S to smooth, select these 2 keyframes, hit S to smooth, and then just place the CDI right over here, hold this handle and place the handle right over here, and place the CDI over here at the frame number 180. Highlight this handle and place it over here. Perfect. And then you can close the spline window. And finally we have to create the transition for the text. So just go to on frame number 230 or 220, drag and drop the rectangle tool over here, attach the rectangle with the text. Let's create a nice and simple rectangle. Set the width value 1, height value 1. all right, and then Just select the transform, right click on center, click on animate, and just go to 1 second forward in time, which is the 280. Let's drag the rectangle shape maybe in upside direction, and we will get this type of effect. Alright, now let's make it smoother. Just go to spline window, hit F4 on the keyboard to full screen. This time uncheck all the nodes. Check the rectangle 2, click on fit, highlight these keyframes, hit S to smooth, and now place the CDI right over here, hold this handle and place it like this and create a nice and smooth curve, and then close the spline window. And after that we will get this type of nice and simple text animation. And then we have to do one more thing, just connect the media out with the main output. But if you want to create the motion blur on the motion graphics, you can simply select the main output, which is the merge fork, hit Ctrl plus a space bar for search box and search for motion blur. So this is the motion blur effect, and then click on the add button. Now you can see the motion blur on it, and then just go to the edit page, and here we have the animation ready for render. Just turn on the loop button, go to very first frame of this animation, hit Ctrl F to full screen, and let's have a look. Alright, so it's looking awesome, and that's all for this tutorial. I hope you guys like it. If you like it, then hit the subscribe button, turn on the bell notification for more interesting videos, and also hit the like button for this video. My name is Vikas and I will see you in the next one. Till then, bye bye.